Hey everyone, thanks for clicking on today's video. One of the coldest mornings for a couple of years. Big heavy frost and I'm shivering. My nose is running, so bear with me as I shiver my way through this video. Now, if you're into horror, if you like art, you like sort of random sort of stuff, probably also maybe subject matter that challenges and could be a little bit controversial to some people, then you'll enjoy today's video as I've sort of go through a few of my items in my horror magazine collection mostly by Gredown today, but I have got some other books out from my other publishing companies as well that we're going to look at. Now, Gredown was around in about the 70s, mid 70s to the early 80s. Not much is really known about them, really. You can find some blogs, some items online about them, which I've read, and there's no definitive list of books. Basically, collectors, catalogue their lists and you can mark it off through theirs, which is what I've done. I think there's supposed to be maybe like 500 books all up, maybe 550, 600. I think I've got maybe 250, maybe more. It was something I never wanted to get into. I never wanted to get into Gredown. It was like, I can't go down that hole, And I stayed away from them for a long time. And then it wasn't until one day I was in Coffs Harbour Markets and this guy had a big folder just full of all these old horror magazines, not just Gredown, but some other Australian stuff, even some of the American eerie and creepy books. And I just bought that, and then that sort of kicked it off. And I was like, I had 3 or 4. Then I went to an antique shop, a couple of antique shops around here, and ended up picking up a few more. And then it wasn't really until, the Promise collection was scheduled to be auctioned off on Heritage, and that was pretty much my focus at that time was to get a Promise collection book off Heritage. If you don't know anything about the Promise collection, check it out online. Probably one of the most amazing stories about a collection of comic books that I've ever read. And yeah, like I said, I won't go into it. The other people can explain it better to me. It was just something crazy. And then all of a sudden, I follow this a seller on eBay, Adelaide Comic Shop, and then all of a sudden there was this massive listing of these Gredown books, and I'm just like, what the? And then I think they had like 8 or 9 days on the auction, or 6 or 7, I forget. And then I slowly went through. There were 4 separate auctions actually. The first auction, which was all the good books, the expensive books, which I thought the starting bids were like $30, and I got 13 books from that first auction. They were all the good ones. The second auction was the biggest one. They were pretty much also at $10. I think I won 120 books maybe off that one. I didn't lose one bid. I just kept going. I'm just like, yep. And I got a lot for like $10, and some of them are really good. And I don't know the rarity. I don't know the scarcity. All I know is that, condition is the key with these books. And, a lot of these were in really good condition. Since then, I have sent quite a few to CGC. I think I've got nearly 20 graded by them now. And I love them. I just love the real weirdness. I love the titles. I love the color. I love the art. There's some beautiful women, controversial subject matter. And they're just fun as well, I think. And, today I'm going to go through a few little aspects of my collection, double covers, the art, grading, my favorite covers, books that I'm going to send into one of my next CGC submissions. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to unbox my latest submission. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to turn the camera around and we're going to go through a few little sections I've got set up today with my collection. So yeah, hope you enjoy horror and stick around, guys. All right, we're out on the kitchen bench here. We're going to snake our way around the house. As I've got these little displays set up. So this is these are basically a couple of the first books that I got from that first haul in Coffs Harbour. So you can sort of see how cool they are. The Blood Plague there, pretty gruesome cover there, and then Cryptid Creatures. You can sort of see by the price on them. So your Cryptid Creatures here's got a 45 cents. This Blood Plague's got $1. So this is one of the older books. So this is from like maybe the mid 70s, and this is probably from the early 80s. And I've got a couple of graded books here. You can sort of see this one here, Weird Tales of the Macabre. This one's a 75 in one of the new CGC cases, which offers you a lot more information about the book and its contents, artists, writers, things like that. And you can sort of see that one's 1976 there. So that's a 40-cent cover, and this one down here's a 45-cent. So they're probably around about the same age. And next to it here, you can sort of see how gruesome that cover is. Weird Tales of the Macabre, love it. Real dark black cover. And yeah, come back a 7.5, which is really decent grade for this. Next to it is one of the CGC books in one of the older cases. Sorcery, again, it's quite a, I think, a controversial cover, especially if you're like religiously minded, just with like a devil sort of type of person there with a, you know, woman, maybe. I'm not quite sure what the context of that is, but yeah, the spirit of evil, you know, very, even with the sorcery sort of title, sort of, you know, gives you sort of things of darkness and horror. So yeah, I love that's one of my favorite covers. I do love that sorcery book. It's only in a 6, but still, again, you know, beautiful colors with the purple there. I love the art. A lot of it's based off Spanish material from, you know, back in that day. I've also noticed there's some German stuff as well. I've also got this Curse of the Werewolf that I picked up. You know, it wasn't all these books, like all the books I get, I press. So it wasn't until I was going through them that I would notice that a couple that I had like extra covers. This one here has got 4 covers, which is really interesting because it was, when I picked it up, I'm like, this is really thick. And this one had 4 covers. You can sort of see here, if I can get the last one up, my fingers are numb. So there are 4 covers on that Curse of the Werewolf. I've got another book with 3 covers and another one with a double cover, which is pretty cool. And just look at the art there, amazing stuff. This one's actually called the Masters Special Spanish there, Special Spanish Art Presentation. And even if you look at that cover really closely, you can just see how beautifully the colors. It's a really good condition book. I would love to get this one graded, but I won't because I don't have a copy to have. I just think the art's too good. And then as you can sort of see here, just the art is amazing. You know, it's crazy. I've read this book. I've just got this little bit here bookmarked. Like I said, I'm shivering. So it's hard for me to turn the corners. And yeah, you can just sort of see the way that the cats are drawn, and just the subject matter can be, like I said, a little bit sort of, yeah, a bit testy to the eyes. And there's a couple of books I've got here marked for maybe my next CGC submission. These are all in pretty good condition. When I speak about some of the early books from that original auction, these are 2 of them here, Orgy of Destruction and Stark Fear. I just think the Stark Fear one is really sort of scary, just, you know, opening the door up and there's just that monster sitting there. And the Orgy of Destruction, I'm not quite sure what the name's got in context to the story or the title, but I think they're sort of aliens, those things, if I've read items before in it. And then I just love this cover of Dread of the Dead. It's been on the priority list for a while to get sent off, and I think I will this time. I just think it's just simple and gorgeous, good colors. And then down here, they did sometimes reuse art, and as you can see, the one on the left is the older version, Pit of Evil. Pit of Evil was probably the first and longest run. I think it was their sort of original horror. First in the series of the horror books they did was the Pit of Evil. I think it went up to maybe issue 14, and I just love the Eternal Hell again. You know, his love became a nightmare. Yeah, I just love those 2 covers. Just beautiful color, and yeah, exactly, beautiful stuff. All right, we're gonna swing around to some of my other sort of favorite covers here. I've just set them up on the coffee table. Now, this one on the left-hand side, Thirst of Blood, I got that one quite cheap. It's not in very good condition at all, but I just love the cover. I think I got 3 or 4 books off the seller and only gave me a discount with the shipping, so that sort of helped. Dread of the Unknown was one that I actually didn't bid on and let it go. And then I ended up finding another one I think it was in a bundle of like 8 books, which I got for a good price. So I love that cover for Dread of the Unknown. So I'm really happy to have that. Probably one of the other, I think it's quite a sought after book, this one, The Fearful Tales of the Occult. Just the fact that of its subject matter and, you know, the cover and stuff. So Fearful Tales of the Occult had 3 issues. I haven't got issue 2, I think I've got 1 and 3. But yeah, I love that book. It's in quite good condition. I think I paid maybe, I forget how much I paid for it now. It wasn't cheap, maybe 30, 50 or 70, maybe $70. I love the Chloropain cover there. I just love that woman. It's a really nice cover, nice colors as well, just simple as well. As we go down to another couple of nice covers here, even some of them are quite fun, like Hellrider on the left. I think there were 2 issues on that one, but yeah, just flaming those dudes there, man, smoking them totally. I don't think I've read that one yet, so I have to check that one out. And then Doom Zone, just with those little ghosty sort of things on the outside. That's in quite a good condition book, that one too. And finally, these were 2 books from the original 13 that I got that were $30 at least. Fingers of Doom and Kiss of Death. I just love the Kiss of Death cover on the left. It's fantastic. That one also might go to CGC. We'll see. The Fingers of Doom's a little bit, it's got like a bend in it. You can sort of see it just there. I couldn't press it out, so the book's sort of maybe been sat around bent for a while, but still great cover. Good conditions still as well. So we'll go with that. I've got a few, as I said before, I try to get a loose copy or a low grade copy to go with my graded books there. So there's Insane, Out of This World, and The Horror from the Lake. The Horror from Lake, which I only just found out yesterday, is the cover is actually a reproduction of an original Spanish title by Afonso Respiri. Afonso is an absolute incredible artist. It's got some cheap nudity inside that book, and that's the one I paid the most amount for. I think I paid over $300 for that book, so maybe overpaid, maybe not, who knows, but they're very rare books, those ones. So I was lucky to get 2. So these are basically all from the same collection of a collector called Daniel Best. I think he frequented some of the horror pages on Facebook, and also some of the foreign collectors as well. So the Insane, I love the cover. Insane, Out of This World, just a really cool science fiction cover there. And then, like I said, I was able to pick up some of the doubles down here. And then a couple of my other really, I love these graded ones here. These are in the old CGC cases. Planet of Doom #1, an old one from 1976. And then Voodoo next to it from 1977. And my absolute favourite one on the right hand side, which is Pit of Evil #12. Just a simple classic cover. And then Gasp on the left there, 6.5. I did expect some of these grades to come back higher, but they didn't. So anyway, that sort of sunk in. So they're just, yeah, it's just ways to just evolve the collection. Right, we'll go into the other room in here. I've just got a couple of things set up. Just some of my latest books that I got. If you've seen the unboxing, then you'll see these. The one on the left, Undreamed of Horrors, is my highest graded book from Gredown. So that's at an 8. So my aim is to get like an 8.5 and see how we go. And then down here we've got Evil Trap and Mad Fear. So I've got a Mad Fear coming back in the submission today. So there's my second copy of that. I'll go under the stairs. This is where I keep all my CGC, all my collection of books and CGC. So I want to really do an overhaul of this when I've got some time off later in the year. But this is where all my grey downs are in here. You can sort of see they're all in alphabetical order. So I do collect doubles when I can find the copy in good condition and at a good price as well. So yeah, you can sort of see there's, you know, Ghost of Terror. There's a Haunted. Oh, that was one of the more expensive books that I got. A little bit of nudity there, but not show that. Haunting Images. That's another really cool cover. They're all just really good covers. You know, you can pull out anything. You know, orange or there. You know, really good. And then I've got a few. There's another pile there. There's other sort of horror magazines which we're going to go to next, and then there's my CGC books there. I've got a lot more horror magazines like Fangoria, Horror Hound, and Rue Morgue back there with some more magazines there as well. And that's that. So this needs to be redone soon. And we'll just head out and I'll just show you some of the other Australian horror magazines by different publishers that I put aside out here. Now these Nightmare ones, these are Yaffers or Page Publishing. You can sort of see that cover on the left. I love how they've crossed out 60 cents and put 60 cents there. But probably a bit of a scary cover, controversial. Probably people wouldn't feel comfortable with that cover, just with demons and women and all that kind of stuff. But the Nightmare #1 on the left, in the middle here, it's one of them. I love the cover. I wanted to send that off to CGC, hence why it's in the crappier bag, but it ended up having a nice long split down the spine here, so I didn't bother sending it off. So I might actually rebag that one in a minute into some Mylar, and same with, that one's in Mylar. That's Nightmare #2.
And you can sort of see the Scream titles along here, you know, Lady Satan, even Origin issue, just great art. It's so amazing. And there's a Scream above that one. I'm thinking about sending that one to CGC. Zombie, rise out of thy tomb and die again. So these are all Page Publishing. Same with these Chilling Tales of Horror, Shock, Chilling Tales of Suspense and Horror there. And then on the other side, even some of the old Marvel stuff that they've redone, like Chamber of Chills, Monsters Unleashed, Vault of Evil. Collect some of those. They're Yaffers. And there's a KG Murray Doomsday. So yeah, they're not as sought after or valuable, but I just still love the cover, love the art. I had a look through it yesterday. It's interesting. You can see I'm sort of shaking because I'm so cold. And up here, I never wanted to get into the Vampirillas at all, but I did end up buying the number one. I think I bought 1, 2, and 3 of the Australian one. It's got the cover for the annual number 1, but I just wanted to get it, and that's pretty much about that. And I do have a few graded books here. There's Psycho on the left, Psycho 1 and Psycho 2, yep. And then there's Nightmare in the middle there, just decent grades, 6.5s and 7s there. So no, very nice stuff. I hope you like this kind of thing. Just the art's incredible, you know, I love it. They're all black and white, by the way, just in case you didn't know. And some of the old horror stuff. All right, that's that for today. What we're going to do now, we're going to jump straight into the unboxing of my 4 new books, and then we'll finish off the video. Thanks, everyone. All right, it's now Thursday night. I made that video on Tuesday morning, and I found out from FedEx that they only deliver out in my area once a week, which is what it is. So yep, Thursday. I wasn't going to do the video tonight actually. Got home from work late, and it's like 11:15 now, but I needed to see the books. I wanted to see the books, so we're going to open them up right now. There's 4 books. Now, I only know what 3 of them are. I think I know the cover for the 4th one, but I'm not sure. But I didn't go back and look. I thought it would be fun to, just for a bit of a surprise. I sent these books off the beginning of the year, and they were received by CGC late January, and now it's obviously late June, so it's 5 months. So my initial magazine submissions took 12 months, and then the one after that took 10, and this one's down to 5 months, so that's pretty good signs. With the new cases, the new information, more information about the comic and the artists and the writers and things like that at the time. So I'm really excited. So I hopefully enjoyed the little bit before. I'm actually looking forward to going back and seeing it, to be honest. And yeah, we'll get straight back into it, I reckon. So this is the box. Sweet as, man. I love this kind of stuff, so let's check it out. So all the colours, there's some really good covers in here, obviously. Alright, we're just going to take this one out straight away, so to keep you waiting. This is far out, brother. Oh, this is Black Havoc. Okay, the grades. I was hoping for this one to be one of my higher graded ones. So I wanted this one to be around about an 8 or an 8.5. But it looks like it's just come back a 7.5, which I shouldn't, be sort of disappointed with, but that's a pretty nice grade. It's a beautiful comic. It's black. I haven't seen it with my eyes. I'm just looking at the screen. Beautiful black cover, black cover. This is one of the later ones. This is the dollar cover price there on the left-hand side. And yeah, so this is probably like the early 80s. Sometimes they don't do the dates. Let's have a quick check. Yeah, this is 1980. So it's got Australia, Fernando Fernandez and Mark Carlson stories. Yeah, Mike Zeck art and Victor cover. And it's also contains Vampirilla 42 and Scary Tales 6. So yeah, sick cover. Dance Macabre. That was the one I was thinking about, but it was also the cover I was thinking about. But yeah, what a beautiful book that is. Look at the colours. There's little skeletons, right? Yeah, Skeletal Warriors, that's the best. Yeah, that's it. Black Havoc, man, 7.5. Gredown, no number. So this is a no number. So a lot of the titles that they did were just single words like insane or gasp or things like that. Just for Black Havoc, Shriek of Despair. They're just the sort of
name. It usually might associated with the first story in the book sometimes. So obviously we'll never know this one, but yeah, that's good. Black Havoc 7.5. Got to say, I'm very happy with that. It looks awesome. It looks awesome in the case. Yeah, that's the back cover. So they the stories went all the way through. A lot of them weren't even really dated on the inside. So I had to go to sort of websites like Oz Reprints. If you check it, I think it's .net, and they just got a lot of the Australian stuff in there, and you can sort of trace it back to the dates. But you look through that, there's no dates, minimal sort of, recognition to writers and artists and stuff. So yeah, you got to sort of basically, I guess you do searches off what the title of the story is told. That would get you back to some old Charlton, some old Atlas books as well. Right, so that's good. Happy now. Let's just keep going, mate. Okay, what do we got next? We have got Shriek of Despair, and this is about the grade I thought it would get. So this has come back a 7. Just again, it's a beautiful cover. I love it. Just with the monsters in the background, one of the lady on the bed. The title and the font of the book is amazing. Just Shriek of Despair. I just love that book. I thought it might come back a 7.5. So yeah, can't be too disappointed with that. Just simple. Again, this is 1981. They still give you a fair bit of information about the book. Contains Panic 01, Weird, Volume 5, Number 6, Haunted 26, Forbidden Worlds 13, Witch's Tales Volume 5, Number 3 stories. So gives you a little bit of the variety of stories you get in the book itself, and they don't really have too much about the writers and the artists, but just a big bunch of names there. So they've also done a little bit of digging and on that. So yeah, that's Shriek of Despair. Nice book. Again, it's a no number book, 1981, that one. So yeah, very nice. Okay, we're going to head on to the next one. So they're the two that I did know about. Let's see if we get the one we didn't know about. Hopefully we get that one last, but we'll soon see. And this is quite a lower grade actually. Wow, I'm very interested in this one. Okay, so this is Mad Fear. So I did this one more for the cover. 5.5. I was hoping, maybe hoping for a 6.5, but that's that. Just a classic cover, just simple. Again, they don't have the artist that does the cover. Anyway, so this is 1983, so this we're getting towards one of the last sort of ones. Yeah, very cool. Now, the funny thing about this book is, I'll just show you this right now, is in this book here, Masters of Spanish comic book art, there's actually an article, but there's also a photo of this book here. So you can sort of see, that's Mad Fear there. So underneath here, you'll sort of see it says, picture supply by Daniel Best. So I bought this book and a major part of my collection off Daniel Best. I'm not sure if he watches this kind of stuff. I doubt it. But that's the book there that is in this book here. So very interesting, very cool. And I couldn't believe, I just sort of was flicking through the book, and I love, obviously a lot of this comes from my love of Spanish artists. And it was just some random page. I'm like, what the hell? And then I'm like, that's that book. So yeah, that was part of the reason. Why, where did it go? That was part of the reason why I sent it off, because I thought that would just be a good sort of, big mix. So 5.5, one of the lower grade ones that I have, but still I think it displays beautifully. Again, just a real crazy title, Mad Fear. And that's just some of the art on the back cover there. Just, beautiful black and white art. And like I said, a lot of it was from the Spanish. Yeah. All right, the last book that we're going to get to. This one I don't even know what it is, so this is going to be really, really, really a bit of a surprise. Let's check it out. Come on, it's all bloody elastic bands plus bags. Oh, it was that one. Oh, sick! I forgot all about that one. It's a lower grade of 5. I thought that would have been a bit higher. So this is Tales of Horror. Pretty gruesome cover. Now, this cover was a homage to, I think it's Weird Tales of the Macabre 1 or 2. It's a Boris Vallejo cover, actually. And this is done by Phil Belbin. I wonder if it's a Belbin cover. Yeah, good. And you just look at that cover, you're just like, man, that is pretty horrific, man. So I'm looking at it in the camera, but the colours, they're so vibrant, the yellow's so vibrant for that. So for that to come back at 5, you know, like I said, I'm no expert on, you know, yeah, maybe. Anyway, you know what? I'm just happy to have it graded. It's such a really, really sort of striking colours, striking sort of, you know, in your face, visual sort of, yeah, imagery. Amazing. So yeah, Tales of Horror. I would never have guessed that. That's amazing. All right, contains Weird Tales of the Macabre 1 and 2, Creepy Things 1, Devilina 1, and Ghost Manor 22 stories. So yeah, really cool. 1975. So as you can see by the price here, this is a 45 center. So it's one of the earlier titles, and that's probably what I wanted to get. This is number 2. Yeah, I need to get. I think this is Elliot. Yeah, love that. All right, so yeah, what a way to end with that, eh? Check that out. I hope those give you nightmares tonight. Anyway, I hope you like my little horror video. If you like this kind of content, we might be video games. I think we got some more CGC in the next video. I got some pickups before I go to Brisbane. I'm off to Brisbane in a couple of weeks, so I want to clear everything, all my pickups out. So should be a couple of pickups videos in the next couple of weeks. So check it out. And if you like comics, video games, art, all this kind of stuff, subscribe to the channel, like the video. I really appreciate it. And yeah, thanks for spending your time with me. Have a great week. And really, yeah, that's it. See ya. Click, 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 click.